The new FIFA rankings after the World Cup have just dropped, and some of them are quite crazy. Let's start off with the top 10, as Mexico have just found their way there for the first time in 15 years. Morocco are also still here now at number 6 with the mini boost. And of course, Spain now claim the top after winning the World Cup. Germany knocked out of the top 10 now. They are 12th in between Colombia and Croatia, while Italy are still top 15 despite not playing in the tournament. The biggest upgrade, though, goes to Norway. They went up 12 rankings and they are now 19. Egypt have now made it into the top 25 after their impressive tournament, while Turkey have now been knocked out of it. Each of them moving 5 rankings, but in opposite ways. Tunisia got the biggest downgrade. They moved down 12 places and are now 57. Panama also had a hard hit. They moved down 10 places after scoring no goals. While Uzbekistan and Jordan also had the same punishment for getting grouped. South Korea not as bad, but they moved down 7 places, just in front of Paraguay, who got an upgrade of 7 themselves. While Czechia had a brutal downgrade after going winless at the World Cup, moving down 8 rankings. They're below Venezuela now. New Zealand went into the World Cup as the lowest ranked side, and although they did move down 1 place since the tournament started, Haiti is now the worst ranked country of the 48, as they are ranked 88th place.
Iran is begging us, okay, both directly and indirectly. Let's do a deal. Let's talk. Iran is begging every day. The problem with Iran is every time they make a deal, the people that are in charge there, they either break it or they want to change it. So it looks like they're not ready to make a deal. So they're going to continue to pay a price. And every night the price gets higher and higher and higher. And that's what's happening now. And until maybe in a few days, they'll be ready to make a deal once they realize that this is not a winning proposition for them. And that's what the president is outlining. The idea that this is going to continue, it's not going to continue this way. The price will continue to get higher every single night until they come to their senses. The president's policy is a head for an eye. I mean, honestly, that's what it's going to be. I mean, they will pay a very heavy price for the things they're doing. They're already paying a very heavy price.
Tiền bị thong mình hả? Mà mình mà ngày nay tính mẹ mình. Anh bên tôi.
I don't prefer a man that wears makeup.
Okay. Well, I'm not wearing makeup. You're trying to get a reaction. I don't know if you're trying to go viral or anything, but I'm here for actual love.
Show me daddy after work.
Oh, my back is paining. Sweetheart, can I get 1 cup coffee? I'm so tired.
ដំណឹងចាញ់ថ្មីតាក់ទងពីកងទ័ពអាកាសសហរដ្ឋអាមេរិកបញ្ជូនយន្តហោះ B1 ដែលជាយន្តហោះទម្លាក់គ្រាប់បែកធុនធ្ងន់របស់សហរដ្ឋអាមេរិកចាប់ផ្ដើមចេញប្រតិបត្តិការវាយប្រហារទៅលើប្រទេសអ៊ៃរ៉ាន់ក្នុងពេលឆាប់ៗណាមួយខាងមុខនេះព័ត៌មានបែកធ្លាយបានឲ្យដឹងថាយន្តហោះ B1 ដែលជាយន្តហោះប្រតិកម្មទំនើបបំផុតទម្លាក់គ្រាប់បែកធុនធ្ងន់ដែលមានទម្ងន់រាប់តោនហើយអាចទម្លាក់គ្រាប់ដែលខួងចូលក្នុងភ្នំបានជ្រៅជាងគេត្រូវបានដាក់ប្រើប្រាស់ឲ្យនាំនៅគ្រាប់បែកធុនម៉ែនិងធុនឪទៅកាន់គោលដៅ
The U.S. bombs an Iran-Iraq border crossing, killing 2 people. Ships are on fire in the Strait of Hormuz and Bab el-Mandab, and as bodies of U.S. soldiers return, Trump threatens again to target Iran's vital infrastructure. Is he concerned about political fallout at home? Here's everything you need to know. The war is now expanding beyond the areas that first bore the brunt of the attacks. On the 12th straight night of U.S. strikes, a passenger terminal at the Shalamja border crossing with Iraq was hit. At least 2 people were killed and around a dozen wounded, according to local authorities. Ahfaz, Bushehr, Sirik, Jask were also targeted for another night. And U.S. President Donald Trump is yet again sending a conflicting message.
They're getting hit so hard, and they want to make a deal. But I say they're not ready to make a deal, because every time they make a deal, they want to change it and everything. They're not ready. They'll be ready very soon.
On the one hand, he's growing increasingly unpopular, even within his own supporter base. Recent polls suggest nearly 1 in 5 MAGA voters believe the U.S. should end its war on Iran. And with 4 months left till the midterm elections in November, does he try to bring it to an end or go all out? The risk he faces politically is that he'd be unable to force Iran into the concessions he wants to claim victory. So he's back to threatening to target Iranian bridges and power plants if Iran keeps attacking ships. So what's been happening in the Strait of Hormuz? The U.S. says it has redirected 9 commercial vessels and disabled another in an effort to prevent ships entering or leaving Iranian ports. Iran says there are consequences. According to the IRGC, a tanker caught fire after an explosion in the Strait of Hormuz, and 2 other vessels turned back soon after. And in response to Trump's threats to target civilian infrastructure, Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi described Iran's doctrine as an eye for an eye. And it'd be hard for Washington to dismiss that as an empty threat, as the remains of 4 American service members arrived back on U.S. soil for burial. They were killed in Iranian retaliatory strikes on U.S. bases in the Middle East. Trump and Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth both in attendance. Meanwhile, pressure is mounting in the Red Sea. Yemen's Houthis say they carried out missile and drone attacks on 2 Saudi oil tankers near the Bab el-Mandab Straits as part of their newly announced maritime embargo on Saudi Arabia.
إن القوات المسلحة اليمنية ستواصل عملياتها البحرية ضد العدو السعودي وإنها مستمرة في فرض معادلة الحصار بالحصار.
Saudi authorities confirmed 1 vessel, the Encilia, was struck and caught fire, although crew members were reported safe. At the same time, the U.S. and Saudi Arabia have reached a landmark nuclear cooperation agreement that could allow Riyadh to develop civilian uranium enrichment capabilities in the future. Critics warn this could add another layer of risk to an already volatile region. With no end in sight, the front lines are stretching further, and with wider strikes, maritime threats, and political warnings intensifying, the region remains on edge. Stay with Al Jazeera as we continue tracking the latest developments.
Donald Trump took a little drive to the Capitol the other day, and he had lunch. And this lunch was supposed to be about the Save America Act, this Voter ID Act. Trump immediately, they said, hijacked the meeting and then went after 4 Republicans who voted for the Iran War Powers Resolution. Bill Cassidy stood up and confronted Donald Trump. He said, you have not told the American people what's going on. It was supposed to be 4 weeks, and now it has lasted 4 weeks.
Mamie, you can't bring the dog inside.
Do you realize that where you're standing right now was once the goal? There was a time when you were praying for this very life that you're living right now. So we get so focused on the next goal, the next milestone, the next blessing, that we really forget how how far God has already brought us. There are nights that you didn't know you were going to make it through. And there were moments that you didn't even know how things were going to work out. And there were seasons that you thought were going to break you. But look at you now. You're still standing. And that's why gratitude really matters. Because if all you ever focus on is what's next, you're going to miss out on the miracle that's happening right now.
I'm designing an event. I'm a very visual person, so I like to do mock-ups, and I use Gemini to help me with these mock-ups. And so for my wedding and some other weddings that I'm helping with, I'm using Gemini to create mock-ups of what the space actually looks like with some of the inspo that I pull, some decor that I know I'm gonna have for sure. So I wanted to show you how I'm doing that so you can do it too. So for a friend's wedding, we wanted to create a mock-up of her venue without any chairs or anything, so we could put in an example of what we wanted the tables to look like. So first thing that I did with Gemini is I put in a bunch of images from their gallery, and then I asked it to send me like what would it look like with no tables, no chairs, nothing in it. And then once I had that image, I then started a new chat and I sent the like tablescape that she wanted to mimic from Pinterest. And then I had it create like, okay, I want 15 tables, 8 chairs per table. Like, what would that look like? And this is what it sent me. So you can actually see what it looks like in the space. And for my wedding, I pulled the chairs from the rental company that I actually want to use, and the tables, some examples from Pinterest of a tablescape, and then a photo of the venue empty that I had, and it put together this for me. So this is not to actual spec and such. There's gonna be a lot more tables, but I was able to see, wow, the chairs that I like, those are gonna match the table I like. Oh, I love how the table looks without a tablecloth, and I love the flowers and such. So this was so helpful for me being able to see what it visually is gonna look like.
We got 2 different Ohio State jerseys, guys. Both of them are size medium. We got the Archie Griffin, Mitchell and Ness, fully embroidered jersey, $150 retail value on this one, size medium.
You're never gonna make it in time. It usually takes over 6 months to get your first credit score.
There has to be some way around it. Wait! Credit Spark! They use 3 months of past bill payments to start building credit history faster.
It's a shortcut?
It's a head start! Yes!
You're never gonna make it in time. It usually takes over 6 months to get your first credit score.
There has to be some way around it. Wait! Credit Spark! They use 3 months of past bill payments to start building credit history faster.
It's a shortcut?
It's a head start! Yes!
You're never gonna make it in time. It usually takes over 6 months to get your first credit score.
There has to be some way around it. Wait! Credit Spark! They use 3 months of past bill payments to start building credit history faster.
It's a shortcut?
It's a head start! Yes!
You're never gonna make it in time. It usually takes over 6 months to get your first credit score.
There has to be some way around it. Wait! Credit Spark! They use 3 months of past bill payments to start building credit history faster.
It's a shortcut?
It's a head start! Yes!
You're never gonna make it in time. It usually takes over 6 months to get your first credit score.
There has to be some way around it. Wait! Credit Spark! They use 3 months of past bill payments to start building credit history faster.
It's a shortcut?
It's a head start! Yes!
You're never gonna make it in time. It usually takes over 6 months to get your first credit score.
There has to be some way around it. Wait! Credit Spark! They use 3 months of past bill payments to start building credit history faster.
It's a shortcut?
It's a head start! Yes!
You're never gonna make it in time. It usually takes over 6 months to get your first credit score.
There has to be some way around it. Wait! Credit Spark! They use 3 months of past bill payments to start building credit history faster.
It's a shortcut?
It's a head start! Yes!
You're never gonna make it in time. It usually takes...
It's fall another day, it's gonna be 85 out. Well, it's not the heat that gets you, it's the humidity. Oh no.
How do I go to booking?
booking.com.
Chưa bao giờ em nghĩ rằng anh là gu của em đâu.
How do I go to booking.com? Type booking.com. Somewhere not too far away.
Listen, did you see the new video that just came out, the longer version of the locker room talk? Bro, now we see how the players come out. At first it seemed like they were off, but now there's a new clip that Messi's saying, you can't really hear it, but somebody did like a
voice enhancement, or audio enhancement.
Yeah, and they did that, and you can hear him say, oh, we need 2 injuries. 2 injuries in front of the 2 people who made the injuries happen. That to me was like, wait a minute, this can't be that obvious. It can't be that obvious.
It can't be.
And the way that he turns his back, talks to them, and then kind of looks back to the camera, that tells me something.
Yeah.
That my brain is going crazy.
Yeah, and one of the players even nodded as well to what he was saying.
Exactly.
So it's like, that can't be like,
both of the players were looking at him like, okay, that's what we're doing.
កងទ័ពថៃបានរុលធ្វើផ្លូវថ្មីចូលជ្រៅក្នុងទឹកដីខ្មែរហើយរាយបន្លាលួសនៅស្រុកចំនួន2ក្នុងខេត្តឧត្តរមានជ័យជាសកម្មភាពដែលកម្ពុជាចាត់ទុកថាជាការប៉ុនប៉ងបង្កើតស្ថានភាពថ្មីនៅលើដីជាក់ស្ដែងនិងផ្លាស់ប្ដូរខ្សែបន្ទាត់ព្រំដែនដោយឯកតោភាគីយោងតាមសេចក្តីប្រកាសរបស់ក្រសួងការបរទេសកម្ពុជាចេញផ្សាយនៅយប់ថ្ងៃទី22ខែកក្កដាឆ្នាំ2026កងកម្លាំងថៃបានចាប់ផ្ដើមសាងសង់ផ្លូវថ្មីនៅចន្លោះបង្គោលព្រំដែនលេខ8និងលេខ9ក្នុងតំបន់តាតុំស្រុកអន្លង់វែងចាប់ពីថ្ងៃទី13ដល់ថ្ងៃទី15ខែកក្កដាកម្ពុជាអះអាងថាសកម្មភាពនេះបានចូលជ្រៅក្នុងទឹកដីរបស់ខ្លួនបន្ទាប់មកចន្លោះថ្ងៃទី15ដល់ថ្ងៃទី19ខែកក្កដាកងទ័ពថៃបានបន្តធ្វើផ្លូវនិងរាយលួសបន្លាននៅចន្លោះបង្គោលលេខ19និងលេខ20ក្នុងតំបន់ជប់ដើមខ្នុលសង្កាត់កូនគ្រៀលក្រុងសំរោងខេត្តឧត្តរមានជ័យដដែលកម្ពុជាបានចាត់ទុកសកម្មភាពទាំងនេះថាជាការរំលោភយ៉ាងច្បាស់លើអធិបតេយ្យភាពនិងបូរណភាពទឹកដីរបស់ខ្លួនខណៈដែលការវាស់វែងនិងបោះបង្គោលនៅមិនទាន់បញ្ចប់កម្ពុជាបានទាមទារឲ្យថៃបញ្ឈប់សកម្មភាពនៅទីតាំងទាំងពីរខាងលើព្រមទាំងដកខ្លួនចេញពីតំបន់ផ្សេងៗដែលត្រូវបានកងទ័ពថៃកាន់កាប់ដោយខុសច្បាប់ចាប់តាំងពីឆ្នាំ2025មកនេះគឺជាលិខិតតវ៉ាលើកទី46របស់កម្ពុជាប្រឆាំងទៅនឹងសកម្មភាពរបស់ថៃនៅតាមព្រំដែនភាគីថៃមិនទាន់ឆ្លើយតបទៅនឹងការតវ៉ារបស់កម្ពុជានៅឡើយស្របពេលរដ្ឋមន្ត្រីការបរទេសថៃលោកស៊ីហេសាភូមិកិតកែវបន្ទោសកម្ពុជាថាបិទផ្លូវចរចាព្រំដែនកោកដោយយកចំនួនដែនសមុទ្រទៅយន្តការអន្តរជាតិកម្ពុជាថានោះគឺជាលេសរបស់ថៃដើម្បីពន្យាពេលវាស់វែងព្រំដែនឡើងវិញខ្ញុំរស់សុធាពី News Today NTTV
ជំនាញធ្វើការងារបានតែដីតាំងដីគោកដីរឹងខែប្រាំងខែភាសាធ្វើចំបាក់ក៏បានរហ័សទាន់ចិត្តបងប្អូន
John Deere ត្រាក់ទ័រខ្លាំងរឹងមាំដៃគូជីវិតដ៏អស្ចារ្យរបស់កសិករខ្មែរមកពីអាមេរិក
One thing I've learned in my 12 years of marriage, never ask my husband if he wants to go on a trip.
Trip? Where are we going?
We said we were going to slow down on travel and save a little bit more money. Instead of cutting out travel completely, we've gotten a lot more intentional about how we book our trips. Before I plan a trip, I usually check out Priceline to compare hotel options. Lately, I've been seeing hotel deals up to 60% off, which can make a huge difference when you're trying to stretch your travel budget a little further. Life is expensive and traveling for soccer tournaments definitely doesn't help, but making memories together is something we're not willing to put on hold. Check Priceline and see where your savings can take you.
Apparently, there's been a coup, and I've taken over George's show, and so they've asked me to speak a bit until their technical issues are resolved. I'm guessing that George will ask about current events, and therefore probably it has to do with Iran and the ongoing war with the United States. I don't think he was going to ask about the World Cup, which did go well for the Palestinian people. At least that was some good news. But my guess is he'll say, well, he'll ask what is the current situation. My opinion, we are heading towards the most decisive and dangerous part of the war. 40 days, the United States launched an illegal and illicit war with the Netanyahu regime. And with the full complicity of Qatar, Saudi Arabia, the Emirates, Kuwait, and Bahrain, and Jordan. They're all a part of this coalition, and no one helped Iran. Many tilted towards the West, but no one tilted towards Iran. It was just the Iranians and the axis of resistance. Then the United States failed. So we had a siege. The Americans imposed a siege. They lost that too. That's why they had to sign the MOU. The Iranians signed the MOU because it was favorable to them, even though they knew that the United States was lying and that the United States had brought in extra equipment for another war, including a possible land invasion. But the Iranians used the MOU, even though they knew, they said the Americans would not abide by their commitments, to prepare themselves. So they exported tens of millions of barrels of oil that was stuck in the Persian Gulf, tankers full of oil, and they imported necessary goods, and they prepared themselves militarily. The United States began to violate the MOU. They refused to tell the Israelis in Lebanon to stop the murders, the bombings, and they refused to hand over Iran's stolen assets, and then they tried to take over the Strait of Hormuz, undermine Iran's authority that was agreed upon in the MOU, Article 5. And now we are where we are. The United States launched another phase of the war. But now Trump is talking about destroying Iran's infrastructure. And the Iranians have said very openly, very clearly, that they will destroy the critical infrastructure of all those regimes that are complicit in this. So Iran will not allow any ships to leave the Strait of Hormuz unless they have the Iranian. If the Saudis and the Qataris and Emiratis send a ship to leave, the Iranians will strike it because they do not have the troop. That was an agreement. That was an agreement in the agreement between Iran and the United States. Iran would determine how ships would cross through the Strait of Hormuz. They would regulate trade. So we are where we are now. If a ship comes, Iran will hit it. Then Trump will have to make a decision. Does he want to bomb bridges and power plants? If he does that, Iran bomb power plants and other critical infrastructure in the regimes of the Persian Gulf. What is the difference between Iran and these regimes? The Iranians are a country of 90-some million. They have power plants spread out throughout the country. They are self-sufficient when it comes to agriculture. They have this mountainous, there are rivers, there's water reservoirs. Iran only 1% of the Iranian population uses desalination plants for their water. So, and also Iran, since it's been under sanctions for decades, Iran's oil and gas assets are limited. The other side of the Persian Gulf, the West has helped expand all of their assets. So if they strike Iran, Iran will strike back. When it strikes back, these countries will collapse. They will fall apart. People will have to leave. They will abandon the countries, whether it's Qatar or the Emirates, whether it's Saudi Arabia or Kuwait, and perhaps even Oman and Bahrain. So when that happens, that will be the end of these countries. And that will be the end of the oil and gas industry in these countries for the next couple of years, at least, perhaps much longer. And then even then, it won't be clear who will be in charge of this land. Perhaps Iraq will take over Kuwait. Perhaps Bahrain will return to Iran. Perhaps there'll be internal strife in Saudi Arabia and the Emirates, elsewhere, these desert lands. But it won't be what it was before. And that will immediately lead to a global economic meltdown. So if Trump pushes the war in the direction that he is threatened to do, have no doubt no one should have any doubt whatsoever. Iran will be decisive in its response.
This ជាឱកាសថ្មីរបស់ខ្ញុំចាប់ផ្ដើមវានៅពេលនេះខ្ញុំនឹងចាប់ផ្ដើមវាពីទីនេះតទៅខ្ញុំបានត្រៀមរួចរាល់ហើយសម្រាប់រដូវកាលនេះខ្ញុំនឹងធ្វើវាឲ្យបានខ្ញុំនឹងយកអ្វីៗបាត់បង់កាលពីមុនមកវិញឲ្យបានខ្ញុំដោននេះ
We'll be hitting that area probably pretty soon.
US President Donald Trump is warning of a potential military strike on Pickaxe Mountain, a new reported underground Iranian nuclear site. Located south of Tehran, next to the main Natanz enrichment facility, the site has quickly become Washington's primary focus. Trump suspects Iran may be secretly transferring nuclear centrifuges deep into the mountain's buried tunnels. This warning comes after US airstrikes targeted 3 Iranian nuclear facilities last year to halt uranium enrichment. However, experts warn America's strongest bunker-busting bombs might not even be able to penetrate this deeply fortified complex. Iran on Wednesday said there was no nuclear activity at Pickaxe Mountain.
The whole world looks pretty now. I got the view from space. When everything turns indigo, I'm still loving the haze. Okay, I like it. Just a little bit. Oh yeah, I like it. More than a little bit. The whole world looks pretty now. I got the view from space. When everything turns indigo, I'm still loving the haze. Okay, I like it. Just a little bit. Oh yeah, I like it. More than a little bit. The whole world looks pretty now. I got the view from space. When everything turns indigo, I'm still loving the haze. Okay, I like it. Just a little bit. Oh yeah, I like it. More than a little bit. The whole world looks pretty now. I got the view from space. When everything turns indigo, I'm still loving the haze. Okay, I like it. Just a little bit. Oh yeah, I like it. More than a little bit. The whole world looks pretty now. I got the view from space. When everything turns indigo, I'm still loving the haze. Okay, I like it. Just a little bit. Oh yeah, I like it. More than a little bit. The whole world looks pretty now. I got the view from space. When everything turns indigo, I'm still loving the haze. Okay, I like it. Just a little bit. world looks pretty now. I got the view from space. When everything turns indigo, I'm still loving the haze. Okay, I like it. Just a little bit. Oh yeah, I like it. More than a little bit. The whole world looks pretty now. I got the view from space. When everything turns indigo, I'm still loving the haze. Okay, I like it. Just a little bit. Oh yeah, I like it. More than a little bit. The whole world looks pretty now. I got the view from space. When everything turns indigo, I'm still loving the haze. Okay, I like it. Just a little bit. Oh yeah, I like it. More than a little bit. The whole world looks pretty now. I got the view from space. When everything turns indigo, I'm still loving the haze. Okay, I like it. Just a little bit. Oh yeah, I like it. More than a little bit. The whole world looks pretty now.
Để giúp anh sâu là mà.
Can't bully me, I'm the bully.
Hey, Tim.
What are we doing?
Okay, we're gonna try to see if we can clap at the same time.
Okay.
Okay, are you ready?